Happy Easter and welcome back to Padlock's Cozy Creations, and in this video we will be bringing you carrot cake with brown butter cream cheese frosting decorated with some chocolate coated carrots. Honestly, this carrot cake is so good, you'll be hopping mad. Don't forget to like, subscribe and follow us on all our socials. And now on to the video.
Now, carrot cake is made a little different compared to all the other cakes I've made on this channel, as we don't use any butter in the actual cake. We actually use oil. So to ensure our cake is light and fluffy, we must whip up our eggs and sugar like we would when we would cream our sugar and butter together. Once you've measured out your light brown sugar, we're going to zest an orange and rub the zest within the sugar. Now we're going to crack 3 large eggs. I'm using a whisk attachment as it allows air to be incorporated within the cake batter. This ensures that we don't get a super dense cake. I whisked my cake batter for about 4 to 5 minutes until it was light in colour. Once you see that colour change, we're slowly going to add our oil to emulsify within the batter. Then I'm going to add a teaspoon of vanilla and a teaspoon of caramel essence. Replace the whisk attachment with a Padlock attachment. Add the buttermilk and 1/3 of the grated carrots to the bowl and mix on low speed until just combined. Then you're going to gradually add 1/3 of the dry ingredients, then 1/3 of the carrot ingredients to the cake batter, mixing on low speed until just combined, and repeat until they're all gone. The reason we're doing it this way is to make sure the baking powder is evenly distributed, but also we can control the gluten within the cake, which basically means we get a tender cake. Now we're going to add our seasonings. I use 1 teaspoon of nutmeg, 1/2 teaspoon of ginger and 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. This next step is totally up to you. You can completely ignore this, but you can either add chopped pecans, walnuts, sultanas. I like to add sultanas because I'm actually allergic to nuts. If you're going to add sultanas or raisins, I would recommend either soaking them in a little bit of rum or perhaps orange juice. Gently fold them in using a spatula until everything is evenly distributed. Divide the cake batter evenly between the prepared cake tins. Bake in a preheated oven for 25 minutes. These to cool completely in the cake tins. You don't want to take them out as they are super tender. Now let's make the brown butter cream cheese frosting. First we're going to brown our butter. I've done this quite a few times, so I know what stages to look out for, so I usually use it on high just to make it quicker, but I would suggest that you use low heat if this is your first time. Butter. If you didn't already know, browning butter goes through 3 stages. First it melts, then it will bubble up, and finally it will foam and change colour into a lovely dark amber. Constant watching and constant stirring is crucial with brown butter. You can't just leave it, as it can go from this to completely burn and you're going to have to start again, and honestly you don't want that. Should look something like this. Your kitchen should be smelling amazing right about now. Then transfer to a bowl immediately and let it cool slightly. The bowl has to be sort of almost cool to touch before adding it to your fridge. Then I leave it in the fridge for at least 30 minutes. Your butter should look like this once it's cooled. Now you're going to scrape your cooled butter into the bowl. Then you're going to beat the butter on its own for a few minutes to loosen it. Then add in your ice and sugar gradually. Then I usually beat it again for about 5 minutes to make sure it's really smooth and everything is combined. Then at this stage I like to add a teaspoon of vanilla. Now for the star of the show, the cream cheese. I usually like to add mine to a bowl first to make sure there's no excess water. If you do find you've got a bit of excess water in your cream cheese, just drain it a little bit. Now start beating. At first it may look a little weird, but just keep on beating. It will go through like a little bit of a lumpy stage, but I usually end up beating mine for a few minutes. Right, now for decoration and assembling. I usually use a little bit of cream cheese frosting on the bottom of the plate, just so the bottom part of the cake doesn't move. I'm going to add my cream cheese frosting to a piping bag, however I think next time I will just scrape it on top. It does the same job, but this time it was just a little bit messy with the piping bag, I don't know, but it's personal preference, but I find that just using a spatula gets the job done. You can leave your carrot cake like this, but I decided to go a little bit extra and add chocolate coated carrots on top because it's Easter, obviously.
Thanks for watching, and from all of us at Padlock's Cozy Creations, we hope you have a lovely Easter and an amazing weekend.